A while ago, I built a web app on top of a web framework that I also wrote, written on top of another framework, which used another library to execute via Python's web server gateway interface. But abstraction sucks, right? And these frameworks are just bloating my code anyway. So in this video, I'm gonna throw it all away and start from scratch. But I'm still using Python. I'm not trying to work with the network in C.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the f?
Alright, so first we have to set up our network interface. So to do that, I'll import the socket library. Next, we'll set up our socket object, and then we'll have it bind to localhost and listen on port 5000. And after that, we'll just return our object and we'll use it in main. So I'll go back over to main and run it. There we go, we're connected. Alright, so now we're actually going to have to parse the HTTP request. So it's going to basically come to us as a string, which will contain some information. So I've got this request format right here. I'll just paste it in and remove those extra new lines. So as you can see, it starts with the method. So in this example, the method is going to be a post request, and then it's going to give us the path name or the endpoint on our server, the protocol, and then a list of HTTP headers, which are basically key value pairs of information that we want, that the client wants to send to the server, or when we send the response, we'll also include headers in our response. So we're going to just split this into lines and then extract the method and then the path and then also the protocol from the bytes. Cool. And I want these things as strings, so I'll just put this into a list comprehension and stringify this. And actually, let me just make that a generator. It doesn't matter, but whatever. Alright, so now we're actually going to have to parse the headers. So we'll parse this into a dictionary. I think that's how most HTTP libraries do it. But first, let's extract each line from our request body, I guess. And I want to save the line that we end on, so I'm going to use enumerate, because at the end, if it's a post request, we'll use this to track where we are in the request so that we can start actually consuming the body of the request, that whatever the client wanted to send the server. So if we find an empty line, if you look at the top, there's two carriage returns, or two pairs of carriage returns and new lines. That means we'll receive an empty line. So if it's an empty line, that means it's the end of the headers and the start of the body. So now we'll go ahead and create our dictionary of headers. That'll be key value pair of strings. And I'm just going to parse that colon separated list into our dictionary. Once we've got our headers in our dictionary, we're going to need to actually get the request body if it is a post request or a request as a body. And since TCP is a stream-based protocol, we won't actually know when the sender or the client is done sending us data from the body. It'll send us a few bytes, and we can read at the top, or we can read a certain amount of bytes. We'll read like 1024 bytes. But if there's no more data left to consume, that's just going to hang, and unless we specify a timeout. So a lot of post requests will come with a header called content length, which will let us know exactly how many bytes we need to read after the headers to consume exactly the entire body. So that's what I'm going to parse out right here, and that's what I'm going to use to actually extract the body. All right, so I think we can somehow use body length as well as the index from our previous for loop to get the body. So we can get the rest of the data, and then until up to the body length, if we take whatever is there, that should be the body. And then we can just print that. Or let me check if it's a get request first, because if it is, it's not going to contain a body, and we can just return a response there. So let's create a request class so that we can actually structure all of this data. And it'll just we'll make it a data class, and it'll contain the path, the method, and all of those properties that we need. GitHub Copilot is giving me amazing suggestions. Alright, so now that we have the basic class, we can return a request object from our parse request function, and then we'll be able to use that in our code to execute some server-side logic. It looks like I used the name body twice, so let me just change that real quick. Alright, so now we should be able to return a proper request object containing all of this information. This is a very useful Copilot suggestion. Let me see if I can get that back. I imported the wrong request object. There's so many libraries with request objects. Alright, and that body shouldn't be encoded, I don't think. Wait, why did Copilot suggest that? Isn't our body already in bytes, I think? Whatever. Alright. And we'll make that none, and then just change the type definition as well to allow none. Oh, and then, okay, we didn't put a path in our request object, so let's just add that as well. That'll be important later to figure out which resource the client wants. Okay, so we've done this whole thing with taking in bytes, but in reality, we're actually going to have to read this out from a socket using TCP. So I'm just going to change a little of the logic to use sockets, and that's mainly where we actually needed the content length header. So some of this is going to change, but most of it's going to stay the same. Instead of taking in a chunk of bytes that constitutes an HTTP request, we'll just be reading it off of a network stream. So now that we've got our parse request function done, we can actually accept a request. That's a long library. So we can actually accept a request and then print it out afterwards. So I'll start the server. It's connected, and then we can open up a new terminal and launch my test file, which just sends a GET request to our server. Alright, so it says server close a connection. Okay, so we did get a server-side error in parsing. That's weird. Oh, okay. It's because it wasn't a byte string. Alright. Run that again. Crashed again. No content length header. Wait. I swear I handled get. Isn't that a get request? Let's print that out to make sure. Okay. Oh, it's like, but oh, okay. I was supposed to decode that. Right, because that's a byte string. Instead, I converted it to its string representation, which is not an equivalent string, unfortunately. And then these headers. Okay, so we have all our headers. That's cool. Close connection. But that time it was successful. Cool. And we have all our headers down there. I moved all the class stuff over to a new file as well as the parsing logic. I put it inside the class. And I also made this new response class. And Copilot is giving me a suggestion on how to serialize this. So from the server side, we're basically going to instantiate this, and then we're going to serialize this to a stream of bytes, and then just send those bytes back to the client as a response. So let me just fix this up because this is not quite correct. So I'll remove some of these redundant cases now because I changed the definition of bytes, or body, rather. So we want that whole thing to be in a byte string. So let's just encode that and then add the body, which is already encoded, instead of encoding the body and then decoding. Or decoding the body, then encoding. And if our body has uncodable stuff or undecodable stuff, then it's going to cause issues. So now we should be able to get back a response. So I'm just going to print back the response objects that we get from the requests library, which are different from our response objects. So I've already written this code in main, and if we run it, you can see our console in main shows us the responses that we sent, as well as the bytes of the responses that we sent are shown in our test file, or from our test program. So now, final thing is, let's just create a homepage for our site. So I can ask Copilot to do this again. Quite a helpful tool. Make a dashboard or a homepage. Alright, that looks good. Save that. And then I'll just check if we're going to the home or the root route. We'll just return that. Otherwise, we'll return a 404. And we can run that. We see it prints out the HTML. Let's run it. Alright. So now we're on the browser. I'm going to go back to my server and restart that just so we can see. So let me Control C and then restart. And now we can actually go to localhost or 127.0.0.1 port 5000 in the browser. And voila, there's our site. So this is our HTTP server from scratch, parsing, like we've parsed, the browser sends a request to our server, we parse it, we create a response, and then we send back that response serialized in bytes to the server. And there it is. We're actually serving a local web page from scratch. No libraries, no abstraction, probably highly insecure, but the main thing is it worked. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.